All right, Alina's up. She says, Bradley, on the Local Lease Pro training, you talked about siloing posts. You said silo posts based on tags. Yeah, that's just because there's an auto post, like our GMB post scheduler or GMB briefcase, depending on the level that you're at with your business, gives us the ability to schedule posts within the dashboard of it, which is great. It's great for my team. It just makes things a lot easier. And then the post siloing can be accomplished through tags. And that's just essentially, it just daisy chains posts together. It's a very simple process. It's not difficult at all. So let me carry on with the question. She says, silo post based on tag, assign post tag in the auto poster, then select to silo post in the auto poster, which means it takes the previous post URL and adds that link from the previous post to the new post. That's correct. Your GMB website turns posts into inner pages. That's correct. The first post you do manually, and then in the auto poster, the second post links to the first, the third to the second, and so on. Can you please explain a little bit further what you meant? No, you're right on track. The difference is, look, when my team goes through to set up to optimize, do all the on-page stuff of a new asset, right? A new GMB location, then they typically will do, and this is just our standard operating procedure. They don't add or connect that location to the post scheduler first. That's something that gets done after the initial on-page work gets done. And part of the initial on-page process is just posting a post manually. I also recommend posting manually to it anyways, instead of automatically connecting a new location to an API and using an automated tool, which is what the post scheduler is. Because it's very similar, guys, to syndication. And I know, Elena, you're in Syndication Academy or have been, I know that for sure. And it's the same as the best practices that I've been preaching for years about syndication networks, is that you don't go out and build or purchase a brand new syndication network and then hook it up to IFTTT and start posting to it through an automated way, automatic or right off the bat. Because if you do, it's likely that some of your Web 2 accounts within the network will get terminated. And it's happened time and time again, guys. So that is specifically why I tell you, if you're going to build them yourselves, which I don't recommend, you're better off buying them already built from MGYB. But my point is, whenever you build them or buy them, I've always recommended that you post manually at least to the blog accounts, which are Blogger, Tumblr, and WordPress. Post manually to them and allow that post to sit for about 7 days or so before, and I call that seasoning the network, before hooking IFTTT up and starting to automate posts to it. Because if you automate right off the bat, then a lot of the times one of those or a couple of those blog accounts will get terminated. Tumblr's been real like trigger happy in the past, and it goes in waves, guys, and WordPress too. WordPress will often get terminated if you try to automate posting to it too quickly. So that's my process for GMBs as well, right? We don't like to automate things right off the bat. I like to have my team go in and do all this stuff manually, and then within a week or so or a few days time, they'll go back and connect through the API, which is essentially that's done within the post scheduler dashboard, and then they'll start to automate the posts. So just so you're aware, if you're posting manually first, which is what I recommend, then you're not going to have a tag in that post. So when you start the scheduling posts out using the post scheduler or the briefcase, depending on what level you're at, then that first post that you create will be the first post in the silo. You can manually go link from within that first scheduled post to the post that you created. That's why in the spreadsheet, the GMB assets sheet, which you guys have the template for that have joined Local Lease Pro, there's a column for the first GMB post URL. That way, my team, when they go to schedule the first post within the briefcase, we use the briefcase because we got a lot of locations, then they can just go copy and manually add that first post URL to that first scheduled post. And then that one will have the tag in it, right? And from that point forward, they can daisy chain them together. All right. So again, you're right on track, Alina. I think you just needed a little bit of clarification.